If you've watched TV in the last 10 years, you've probably seen Pawn Stars on the History Channel. This long-running show has become famous around the world, turning its cast into successful reality TV stars, and Harrison and Chungle have become common names. Mains, the show's periodic experts, have also caught people's attention. For example, Rebeca Romney, an expert known for her deep knowledge of rare books, suddenly left from the show, leaving fans wondering what happened. Die-hard Pawn Stars fan Shumba is known for her careful approach, intelligence, and thorough assessments, especially when it comes to rare books. Her birth name is Rebecca Angeline, and details about her personal life, like where she lives or her family, are kept secret. Luckily, her professional journey gives a lot of information about who she is. For example, even though she is an expert in rare books, many people might be surprised to learn that she went to school for classical studies and linguistics. But her career took a sudden turn when she was in the right place at the right time. In 2007, Bowman Rare Books, a famous old book trader, hired her, even though she didn't have the right grades. Rebecca expanded her knowledge by going to Rare Book School, which she thought was necessary to become an expert in old and rare books. Her hard work took her from being a salesperson to managing a store and, within a few years, to becoming the senior boss of the business. Rebecca's unique appearance on Pawn Stars began during the show's 4th season in 2011, making her TV Gabbo. She remained a well-known expert until 2014, doing more than just judging the value of old books at the pawn shop. Her role also included giving insights into rarely seen documents and manuscripts. Rebecca's knowledge of literature from the 15th century to the 20th century is undeniable. Reality TV often leads to doubt, which raises questions about the authenticity of her looks. Rebecca talked about her in public. In a Reddit thread and Q, she said that most of the situations and settings shown on the show were based on real events. However, she was always told ahead of time about the items she would be evaluating so that she could give accurate information and accurate value estimates. Rebecca looked at many different books and literature things. Some were interesting because of their historical value, while others were not as important. One interesting example was an old edition to Henry David Thoreau's Walden that was given to her by a hopeful buyer, offered a large amount of money, but Rebecca decided that even though it was a first printing, the fact that it was written in English made it worth only $100. In a notable episode of Zudo, a seller named John brought in the memoirs of Richard Nixon, which was signed by the former president himself. However, Rebecca told John that the second edition was only worth $200, which made him very sad. Other items on Pawn Stars didn't get good deals either. For sellers, there were some books that sold for very high prices. For example, the shop paid $5,500 for a rare copy of Mark Twain's The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, and Rebecca estimated that a very rare book by Friedrich Wilhelm von Stubb from 1779 was worth $18,000. Rebecca has even sold books at her own store for more than $100,000, showing how knowledgeable she is in the field. But all good things must come to an end, and Rebeca Romney stopped appearing on Pawn Stars after the 9th season's episode Field Trip in 2014. Fans were left with a lot of questions because neither she nor the show's production staff gave a reason for her absence. This left a big hole in the cast, which led to rumors and speculations about everything, from her firing to problems with other cast members. Although there was no official statement, it seems likely that Rebecca left Pawn Stars because she had to move from the Las Vegas Bowman Rare Book Shop to the company's Philadelphia office, which made filming for the show impossible because of the distance. A quick look at her LinkedIn profile, which matches the events, supports this theory. Now that the mystery of her departure has been solved, fans are interested in Rebecca's current relationship with the Pawn Stars cast. While her friendship with Rick Harrison is well known, their most recent interactions have not been made public. Rebeca Romney worked hard to get to the top at Bowman Rare Books, where she was senior director. She was in charge of HR, Elliott Research, marketing strategies, and more. Oversaw acquisitions and played a key role until 2016, After that, she joined Brooklyn-based Honey and Wax Booksellers, where she showed off her love of rare books in an online article published in late 2018. The reasons she left Bowman are still unknown, but her departure from Honey and Wax in mid-2019 was intentional, marking a shift in focus to her own venture. Rebeca opened the Washington, D.C.-based rare bookstore Tight Punch Matrix with the goal of making an ethical and inclusive company that sets it apart from other companies in the same area. Rebeca has worked on a number of projects on her own time in addition to her business ventures. From 2016 to 2017, she co-hosted the Biblio Class podcast with her husband, J.P. Remy, in which they shared their love of books. Unfortunately, the podcast did not last long. Rebeca got even more attention in 2019 when the well-reviewed documentary The Bookseller's Variety named her the optimist of bibliophilia of the movie during its international run. Firsts at the festival. Based on all of these factors, it's clear that Rebeca is on a very good path in the rare books business. If you follow Rebeca Romney on Instagram or Twitter, you'll notice that she keeps her personal life private. However, it is known that Rebeca is married to J.P. Romney, author of books like The Monster on the Road Is Me. Their shared love of books and literature played a big part in how they met, and Romney's Fierce Reads biography shows that the couple has 2 children. 2 kids. Many people want to know if Rebeca Romney is related to U.S. Senator Mitt Romney. The short answer is yes. She is related through her marriage to J.P. Romney, who, despite having political ties, has chosen not to run for public office. Given Rebeca's extensive literary background, it's not surprising that she is also a published author. In 2017, she and her husband co-authored Printer Errors, a collection of stories about people who work in the book printing industry and authors. The book received praise from respected newspapers like the New York Times and the Washington Post, and written about how entertaining and easy to read their work is. Rebeca hasn't written any more books, though. Her work as a writer for big websites is impressive. She has penned many articles for Bomb and Rare Books Online blog, and she has made important contributions to Crim Reds. Rebeca has made a name for herself as a literary researcher by working on projects like Mental Floss and theliteraryhub.com. Her role in editorial edition projects and as a writer of forewords shows how versatile and multifaceted she is in her approach to her work. There are 10 things you didn't know about Rebeca Romney. People often think of Las Vegas as a place to visit, but for some, like Rebeca, it's home. Rebeca is from the area, but she now lives in Washington, D.C. Her move from Las Vegas is probably why she isn't mainly on their work projects. Rebeca is a great example of this. She is known for being very private and doesn't talk about her personal life very often. Instead, she keeps her public persona closely tied to her job as a rare book buyer. Blog Rebeca loves what she does and loves sharing what she knows with anyone who is interested. She used to have a self-titled WordPress blog, and while the domain is still live, the website has been made private. It's not clear if she plans to start blogging again in the future.